she just wanted that baby. It was just her and the baby. She became a martyr for that baby. She nearly killed herself caring for that baby. Michael gets a phone call from Interpol 3 days later. They think that they have located Eva and Noah. I didn't think I'd fall in love as well. And Michael interviewed me. I was so excited. I was shaking. And my father dies, and we go to Paris. That's when I first bring up the idea of him leaving Eva. And we go back to London. And a week later, Michael says that if it's true, if she is pregnant, then he's going to try and make it up with her. For Mary, for the children. I understand. I support him. Whatever he does, I support him. I love him very much. A few months earlier, he introduced me as his personal assistant. And there's a lot of jobs to do, a lot of projects, so I'm spending quite a lot of time with him. Mary likes me. Michael's parents seem pretty fond of me, Toto and Adele. We spend a lot of time together. I remember Michael arriving at my place late at night the one time, and he was visibly upset. And it takes him a few drinks before he can open up and talk. And he says to me that he went home and there's glasses all over the place and broken furniture, and he thought someone broke into the house. He was going to call the police. And then it turns out after a few minutes and after a few slaps on her face that the doctor called Eva and told him that the baby was missing a nerve. The nerve connecting the two hemispheres in the brain. Eva and Noah have had an accident. Mary's in a coma, and they're fighting for Eva and the baby's life. Eventually we get to the cottage, and Eva's car's outside there. So Michael jumps out the car, rushes into the house. And when I enter the cottage, Michael's there kneeling. Eva's there, unconscious, with a baby in her arms. Michael tries to wrap a blanket around the baby. As soon as he takes the baby, then Eva regains consciousness. And she won't let him hold the baby. She demands. She must have heard about the group from Mary. Mary was still at university by then, and she's studying religion and philosophy, and she did this great research into Westerners who converted to Islam, and she spoke a lot about this research. Eva must have picked up on it somehow, and she was taken by this world, by this strange magical world where everything was possible with the help of Allah, that sort of thing. She left the Western world completely, this world with which she was very familiar, that she knew very well, and she entered this new and, as we later learned, dangerous. We were back from Japan from an important meeting, and Michael gets this nervous call from the hospital. Eva managed to smuggle Noah out the hospital, God knows how, and she took him to Mary's flat, knowing that Mary is in Bahrain. And Mary gets back from Bahrain, having received a phone call that her brother's had a stroke, and she finds her mother and her brother at her flat. Michael, he calls the police, of course, to call off the chase, and he wants Eva removed from Noah. He doesn't want him to, but they can't. He cannot have her taken away. I call the doctor, and the doctor tells me that it's better to leave Noah where he is, just not to move him around so much. Michael gets a phone call from Interpol 3 days later. They think that they have located Eva and Noah. Sometimes I sense that Michael is lying awake at night, just lying there next to me, just awake, going through all these memories, just all these years running in his head. What happened? And I leave him. I don't turn over, but sometimes it's an awfully long time before the sun comes out.